Have you ever felt lonely? Not because you had nobody in your life, but because everyone assumes that you are strong enough to handle everything alone? Hi, this is Dr. Helen, and today I want to talk about something that is growing in America, what experts call the loneliness epidemic. But I want to talk about a different kind of loneliness, the invisible, the quiet one. When we hear loneliness epidemic, we imagine elderly people sitting alone in empty houses, and yes, about 28% of Americans over 65 live alone, almost 1 in 3. And about 4 in 10 adults in America say that they feel lonely at least sometimes. And around 1 in 5 say that they feel lonely every single day. This is statistic. Sad one. 1 in 5 feel lonely every single day. But I think loneliness is not just about living alone. It's about something deeper. Let me tell you something very, very personal. I'm not completely alone. I have my son, and I'm very close to my parents, even if they live far away in Ukraine. We have video calls every single day. And of course, I do have friends. So from outside, it looks normal. But here is when I feel lonely. When I have a problem, when I'm stuck, when I know I need to make a decision or take an action or stop procrastinating, and I want someone to give me honest input or even literally push me, not just say it will be okay, not just comfort, but real engagement, real push. And maybe even more actions to help me. It is really hard for me to talk about it. It is very personal. Sometimes I wish someone would say, okay, enough, let's do this. I will help you. I will do this and you should do that. I will check on you tomorrow. And they do it. They are finding information I need, doing some research for me. They take actions in physical world. And I don't really have that. Not always, maybe sometimes, maybe partially. And that kind of loneliness is very hard to explain. Because technically, I'm not alone. But emotionally, in that moment, I am. And I think many adults feel this way. Some of my friends told me this. I know it's not just me. You can love your family deeply, but your parents are far away, or they represent different generations and could not help you even if they really want. Your child cannot carry your emotional weight. Kids grow up and busy with their own lives, right? Friends? What about friends? They can call you and ask, how are you? Or they can take you out for dinner, invite you for the party, and they can assure you that everything will be okay and nothing else. No actions. Because your friends are preoccupied with their own lives and forgot about your needs as soon as they hang up, right? And we call it life. And suddenly you realize there is nobody who is really responsible for standing next to you when you are struggling. Nobody takes your problem or desire close to their hearts. That realization is heavy. And sometimes I think that my expectations are not realistic. I am asking for too much. Or maybe the hardest truth is this: people don't support you because you never showed them you need support. Maybe you train them to believe that you do not need support. You can do it yourself. In America especially, we are taught to be independent, strong, self-reliant. Figure it out. And my dad tells me the same. Be self-reliant and strong. But emotional interdependence, that deep mutual support where people push each other to grow, is very rare in adulthood. When we are young, we have teachers, parents, coaches. After 40, we are supposed to manage ourselves, right? But I have a question. Who supports the supporter? Who pushes the responsible one? Who checks on the strong one? And this is where loneliness begins. And this becomes even more common and visible after 60. When people retire, they lose their daily structure. They lose co-workers, they lose built-in interaction. And even if they have children and grandchildren, they don't always have someone who really engages with their inner world. Living alone is common, yes, but emotional loneliness can happen even in a full house. There is a type of loneliness where you don't need more people. You need deeper people. You don't need noise. You need someone who says, I see what you are avoiding. Let's face it together. And that is rare, very rare. I have been thinking about this. Maybe connection in adulthood does not just happen. Maybe we have to build it intentionally. Maybe we need accountability partners, community groups, therapy, mastermind groups, study groups, places where people don't just socialize, they invest in each other. Because the opposite to loneliness is not just company, it's mutual responsibility. If you ever felt this kind of loneliness, the kind where you're surrounded by people, but nobody is really standing next to you in your struggle or in your desire to build something new, I think you are not strange. You are not ungrateful. You are just human. And if you are always the strong one who supports you, maybe it's time to stop pretending you don't need anyone. If this video speaks to you, subscribe. This channel is for strong and intelligent ones. That was Dr. Helen, and until next week, please stay safe, happy, and healthy. Bye now.